Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the first place game of this CCS Sideline Sports Invitational presented by the Sideline Sports Network in partnership with the Collegiate Conference Series. I'm your host, Nation, joined back with Wolfie. Wolfie, how's it going? Our last game of the night prior to the Arizona-Florida nightcap game at 11, but our final game, Sideline Sports Invitational, first place on the line and a 3-0 start to your CCS Season 5 campaign.
You know, what more could you want? I feel it's been a quick night. You know, this is our third match of the game, and the games have just gone at such a great pace. And the one thing I'm looking for this one, especially when you're talking about our first place matchup, I want a long series, Nation. I think everybody at home was waiting to be on the edge of their seats. But the question is, can Ohio State get it done? Louisiana Tech, we saw them yesterday. They played phenomenal, but can the Buckeyes do it?
I think so. I think we're going to get a long series. I really do. I think we're going to go to 5. This is a game where any team could win. We got the Ohio State University from Columbus, Ohio, who just came off that national championship of the football win over Notre Dame, and got LA Tech from Ruston, Louisiana, all the way down south here, and they've had a couple academic successes, and sports successes in Conference USA. Made the tournament 2 seasons in a row now. So I think we're due for an interesting game. Ohio State are going to miss it. Last season was the first season. They missed Big Ten tournament, didn't even qualify for that. LA Tech has been in the tournament twice in a row. Ohio State trying to get to the tournament for the first time this spring, Wolfie. They've had a heck of a start to their campaign. Can they keep it going?
I think tonight's going to be that big test. As long as LA Tech doesn't come out here with the Notre Dame performance, they're going to be in for a good ride. And, for themselves, 5 games is where you're trying to get to. We're being able to paint that picture, 1, for the long series. I want the content. I want to be able to see these teams for as long as possible. But for 2, you don't want to get out here too quickly. I even think 4 games is still pretty quick for a championship series, especially like this one. But for Ohio State, do not let LA Tech hang around. This is a team that once you give them some confidence, you give them a little bit of wiggle room, they'll take a mile. So we'll have to see how quickly Ohio State gets going. But this is my first time seeing the Buckeyes in action. So I'm excited to see something for the first time and seeing how this team likes to get going in the early starts of things.
LA Tech last night, they played really well.
They did.
They made a lot of adjustments off Arizona State's mistakes and done the then tournament favorites after their win over San Diego State round 1. And now for LA Tech, they've had a lot of sports fans follow us, interact, engage with that tweet after they beat Arizona State last night. So, for my personal, I guess bias, and I want my content to continue, I am going to say the Bulldogs are going to win this series. But so I can farm engagements on Twitter again when they win the tournament. But, I'm cool either way. I like the Ohio State guys. They're all chill. But I don't mind whoever wins. But, I think it's going to be close. Ohio State's shown some flashes of brilliance, of course, of the last couple of nights, and 2-0, trying to go 3-0 now here, but ahead of their Big 10, Big 12 battle match with Texas Tech. This to go 4-0 if they can pull off a stunning win. Wolfie, get on the field. It's time for game number 1.
Well, let's go into game number 1. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, to see all that content, go on to the old X, aka Twitter, at Collegiate CCS. Go leave a follow to keep up to date with all updates. But I think this is one where a social media manager is going to have a field day. There's going to be tons of clips coming from here. But fresh 5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Championship Sunday, championship match.
Shout out to you, Wolfie, Godspeed, and Texas Prospect Cup for helping sponsor this CCS season. 4:50 to go on the clock. Game 1, we're underway. The first place game. Both these teams a lot to play for. They're both undefeated, trying to maintain that perfect record.
And this is where you're talking about pride. You're talking about trying to show you're better than the competition. Allow for yourself in an early season. See yourself being able to hang your hat on something and what it could potentially mean for the season going forward. This could be the launching pad for either one of these 2 programs.
And it could. This is very good tournament resume, beginning structure for the winner here, even the loser. They've already got both these teams with a very nice quality win on their tournament cards. As Ohio State's got Tennessee defeated. And LA Tech has Arizona State defeated as well. So a couple of quality wins in the resume already. 4 minutes to go, though, in the game 1 in this first place game with the Sideline Sports Invitational. And what a start it's been to the season.
Yeah, I think you wouldn't have wanted a better kickoff to the season. It's only gotten bigger. It's only gotten better here in the CCS nation. And you're really seeing the school sort of band together and talking about the band, the jazz band, follow him forward. The victory music coming out here early is a big dunk putting on.
Judo going to find Jazz off the sidewall, 112. Into this one, the Bulldogs will strike first in the title game.
They strike first, strike heavy, strike fast, and that's what they're doing out here. And maybe your predictions might come true, but still a long way to go here as Eagles trying to get himself a clear away, but this one will just stay onto the red half. Ohio State trying to get a quick shot on, but 2 men there, too many.
29 to go. LA Tech up 1 currently. The Bulldogs from Ruston, Louisiana. Chance though in front for Ohio State, and the Eagles will score 1-1.
Well, this one coming out showing the aggression here. Ohio State sees their first goal, getting their hands dirty and getting themselves onto the score line.
What a start. Ohio State quick in response. 1-1, 1:40 off the clock.
And this is a game where I'm expecting to feel like it's going to go forever. And 3:15 on, first 2 minutes, almost off the clock, and both these two teams have a score. Look for an absolute grudge match. This is going to go tooth and nail as Judo Senpai trying to just clear this one out. Not much boost here. Nina trying to work away, but a quick 50 takes it right back onto the blue half as Ohio State mounting a big attack here, but a quick ward away will be able to relieve pressure.
2:50 go on the clock of game 1. This is the first place game. Sidelines Sports Invitational just now joining us. Again, earlier, Louisville took 7th over, went over FAU. Then UConn took 5th after a stunning defeat of San Diego State. You've just now missed the last series. Tennessee fell in 3 straight sets to Arizona State. The Sun Devils took 3rd. Now we're trying to find the winner, Wolfie. It's currently 1-1 after the first half.
Yeah, and you're seeing how well these two teams are evening out. But in game number 1, it is one of those games where, especially what's supposed to be a tight contest, I don't want to see too much excitement. I want to see both these two teams just methodically working their way downfield, see if they can get down center line. You're seeing a lot of out to in plays here happening here for Ohio State. They're trying to be able to use the wings to open up some big passing lanes. We'll see if that continues to mount. As a good 50 there, going to put it right back here, right in front of the net, but a good save.
Couple of lackluster offensive shots, I'd say, come to fruition for Ohio State. Oh my goodness, a couple of Buckeye players killed in action during the last couple of seconds as LA Tech can take advantage. They quick 3-on-2 in the wing, but nothing there for the Bulldogs from LA Tech. Judo towards the corner here to get met by Chris. Another kill there for the Ohio State. Here comes the counter down the field.
Jazz trying to catch a pass. Will just find himself going right back down. Didn't like the angle. This one might have a chance. Need to get a touch. Chris with an own goal.
123, the Bulldogs back in front here. Will be 83 seconds away from a game 1 victory.
And that's a tough one there for Chris. And, just trying to get a touch, but a touch too much. You hate to be able to hurt your team like this, but this is where you're saying, hey, don't worry about it. Just breathe. Get out of the situation. No need to harbor on it any longer. It's over with. Just go and make up for it.
1:11 to play. Lionad will find the first save there. Final 60 approaching. Wolfie, what are you seeing early here in the first 4 minutes of this one?
Ohio State right now hasn't been able to really work on too much of the pressure that's been happening that LA Tech has been able to provide. Yes, they're on the half of LA Tech, but it doesn't really feel the defense is really getting too scared and flinching. They're doing a great job of trusting their teammates. They're not overextending too far past that midline. But that one in the midst of it, Chris says, I'm making it up. We're back in action. We're back tied.
44 seconds in the Buckeyes equalize game number 1, just under a minute to go. And Wolfie, we got a series on our hands here.
Yeah, they say it's always one of the trenches, and you're seeing it right now just getting dirty. Ohio State just doing it twice. The bumps is going to play a major part onto their offensive scheme, what it looks like. I like the aggression that they're coming out with. I just hope they don't start getting a little too demo hungry where they're starting to chase for them. But final 30 seconds, can LA Tech hold out? Can they get this one in regulation, or are we going to go to overtime?
I'm starting to lose a little bit here, but 18 and some change to go. Judo to midfield will find Jazz over the middle. Nothing there for the Bulldog offense. Now 10 to play. Clock ticking down. Maybe one more chance. Trying to get a drop down touch. Good find contact. That pass was broken up. 5 to go. One last maybe opportunity. It's Jazz. Will hold this ball alive. Trying to kill it. That be real overtime into game one.
Oh, it doesn't feel like a first game. I don't know what it was about that game right now, but OT upon us. We want dramatics, so we find ourselves in a soap opera here in game number one. But Jazz says, I got the soundtrack to this soap opera, and it has us playing music that we're dancing to. Judai Senpai, Jazz creating their symphony.
Judo to Jazz gets it started. Game one goes to the Bulldogs. Louisiana Tech, a beautiful skill pass play there, finds the game one victory.
And they're barking with this bite. Louisiana Tech coming out of the swamp and saying, let's get game number one underhand. And what a performance by Jazz. A hat trick on the night to start things off. And, he played a big part into yesterday, but, what more do you want? Over 200 more points than his teammates, but everyone coming out huge. And you see this person right behind him. 4 saves, Nation. They're working at a high efficiency.
That they are. I mean, again, you get a hat trick out of Jazz, and your offense goes 3 of 4. You can't really ask for much better than that. And you hold Ohio State with 25% offensively efficient. But if you're like Tech, you take what you get. You create the spaces in the series where you can. And their defense had a big difference in terms of Ohio State's efficiency defensively. Their offense picked up a 75% 3 of 4 shooting game, so you have to like that if you're LA Tech here.
Well, LA Tech, job's not finished. Trying to see if they can get it done, especially in game number 2. This will put them at match point, but this is kind of where you're kind of looking at Ohio State to go up a gear here. You already saw 5 minutes and some change of what LA Tech has to come. Learning period has to go out the window. It's time to execute.
Ohio State, yeah, it really is time to execute. And you can't afford to drop a game 2.5 to reverse sweep LA Tech back in this situation. But, for content, I hope Ohio State wins game 2. So I hope we get a close series as we go down stretch here.
Well, Chris, can't get much. Judo Senpai off the backboard. No boost, but trying to clear this one away. Can't get much, but this one left towards midfield. Both these two teams trying to gain possession, but it's going to be Ohio State with it. No boost in a dream as the defense all secure in the back line.
Turn it off the clock. Option to Judo. In midfield over the first. Has help behind him. Nothing there that went time. And Ohio State will cover for the first minute 10 defensively.
And Ohio State right now, this is where you're seeing this defense do a great job here, but I like how LA Tech is not going outside themselves for some of these shots, doing a great job of just winning possession, not allowing OEU to be able to come out here and really control the ball, especially on their half. As a quick demo, going to take this one away, but not much to really ask for as a quick clear.
22 to go, and Ohio State right now, and they need their offense to turn up a little bit more here. And LA Tech is still, they've got complete control of the pace of the play that we're seeing right now. Their offense is having give and go after give and go. They can't quite connect on those give and goes, but they're seeing actual opportunities come to fruition, while Ohio State really hasn't had too many threatening chances yet.
Oh, there's a chance there, but taken away quickly. Away from LA Tech. Not much boost to work with here. Godwin not able to find too much. Ohio just right now, they're just struggling to get anything going. And Ohio State, you just see them on the back line trying to just struggle their way back, not allow for an easy shot to get put on.
Have to play here. Back to Judo. Didn't end up going for that, but LA Tech, I like what they're trying to do. Going for a lot of team plays. They're not really playing selfish by any measure. They're trying to take the shot themselves. They're always looking for somebody that has a better angle than they do, and they've done dang good at that so far tonight. But again, you got to capitalize when you can create those opportunities.
Well, we've seen the demo plays play a big part back in the first game. Or are they going to go back to it? I don't think they've had a chance to. It's Chris with a good save. Nina gets this out quickly as this shot will not be able to get put onto target, but as close as you can ask for, that's going to be able to open up possession.
2 minutes to go. Jazz off the ceiling. Over the first, Danwad left alone. Has no help, and behind Jazz. Lanette from midfield, finds Jazz upfield, back to Leonad, off target, a little bit high as Eagles. They'll cover that one for time, 100 seconds to go so far.
And you saw it there. We talk about the unselfishness for them. 1-2 back to one is a great save there by Judo Senpai late. Leonad does the same. And this is just going to give it right back. Nobody back. Judo Senpai might have an easy shot. Jazz trying to get it right into it. Will not see it come his way, but a dangerous one there for Ohio State. Barely getting away with that one.
118 to play in game 2. Will dunk come from Dan Juan. Judo off the save, back to Leonard, couldn't find contact. Eagles in center field, fires. Jazz will make the save. The Bulldogs defense holds again. Wolfie, what a series. Man, this is extremely close, an exciting game.
It really has been. That last save felt like it was in slow motion, but this is a good chance right now. You're seeing both these two teams. They're still at a neck and neck break. We'll see what potentially becomes the deciding factor. But I'm loving the tenacity that we're seeing from both these two squads. A good mid pass. Chris takes it away. This is going to allow for a second touch opportunity off the side there. The crossbar says no.
Hadn't had any form of boost there. Maybe a chance here for LA Tech. They messed it up now, one-on-one. Judo left it alone with our Eagles. Has no help. He gives it right to Judo, and LA Tech will turn it over. 30 seconds to go. Time beginning to come back here. But again, overtime is looming as we're tied.
Oh, what would that look like? A second OT. That would show you a championship match, but Chris gets it done. Say my name. This one gonna go for the first goal and the lead here late.
That's just one that you really can't give up if you're LA Tech. That's a shot that normally should be saved 99.99% of the time. And they let that one roll on through. 10 to go. LA Tech need a miracle.
Well, you know what a championship game feels like. It's one where you can do everything right, but the small moments always get by you. And it's one last chance here for the boys from the Bayou. Leonad gonna have some booze, but this one will just find a way on the ground. 1-1 series in a best of 5. Ohio State taking to tie things up.
LA Tech had the look they wanted to at the end there and couldn't turn that one home. Now going to game 3, Wolfie. 1 apiece in a best of 3.
What more action do you want besides what we're seeing here? My only thing is I wish it was a best of 7. We can get some more games, but this is what makes CCS so great. You have to get it done now. And this game in game 3 is the swing game. The most important, the person who gets this now puts themselves at series point. Ohio State, LA Tech showing off here in an all-out classic.
Game 3 of a best of 5. We're guaranteed at least 10 more minutes of this thing. I mean, what a start it's been. The first 10 minutes have been highly eventful. Close the game in game 2 after 13 seconds left. The goal for Ohio State and the Buckeyes. Trying to capitalize off of that and build upon it. But Leonard delivers the first off a dunk, and the Bulldogs back on top.
What more do you want? LA Tech say we didn't want to lose that last game. We gave it to you, and we're taking this one back for ourselves. Ice cold in the tag, ice cold in his veins. That's going to go for the first goal.
We're 52 to play, just 8 seconds into this first place game in game 3. LA Tech have already responded after last game's defeat with a goal of their own. Just 8 seconds in, Wolfie, a heck of a start for the Bulldogs.
Well, you can't win them all here, and all they care about right now is just taking this series for themselves. We knew it was going to be one of the closest of the evening, and they're making it really come away with that. But LA Tech, you have the first goal, all the pressure now in Ohio State, but that pressure, not enough in my opinion. You need to at least get 2 more to really feel confident and comfortable.
One goal never is going to serve you all that well, especially in a series like this and a league like this where a lot of these games are always really tight and close. So Ohio State knows that 1 goal is okay to be trailing by an LA Tech. I'm sure they know 1 goal is not going to get the job done.
Jazz rotating back. This one will be cleared up. Judo Senpai can't get much of a touch, but we'll be able to put that mid. No teammate in sight there. That could have been an opportunity for at least a shot, but it turns into a retaliation play. Quick demo. LA Tech trying to get out of danger. Need to win the 50. Will be able to, but this one will just be left mid for anyone.
LA Tech really established themselves on these 50s. Wolfie, and that shot just wide as well, but They've won every 50. They've kept control of possession. They've got control of the pace of this game still so far in the first minute 30. And oh, that's a whiff. That was almost bad. Fine, I was back. That was an almost surefire goal for Ohio State, but we're still remaining a 1-0 lead for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, this is where you cannot make a mistake. And well, we hate to say you have to play perfect, but this brand at the Rocket League right now, at this level of Rocket League, mistakes end your season. Jazz says, we want one. I have been the one to continue conducting the symphony, and I'll get us going once again.
3:07 to go, and the Bulldogs lead extends to 2.
What a chance here for LA Tech. And you said we were surprised by seeing who's going to be in this championship, but these two competitors are really showing why they were able to run the gauntlet and get to this position. This is where stars are made. LA Tech trying to put themselves and say, LA is for Hollywood, not the ones in Louisiana. Can the stars be bright tonight? And we'll have to wait a little longer. To the Miku coming out. Chris showing up.
Chris shows out. Ohio State find their first of this game, Wolfie, and now it's back within 2:51 to go. I mean, it's still anyone's game.
Just to go off a topic, we were talking a little bit about the Hatsune Miku gold explosion. I feel it's kind of like a Buffy explosion, but I would have loved to see some more from it. But we'll see if that gold explosion continues seeing itself become an active as we find ourselves here near halftime here in a must-win game for both these two teams trying to get this series in hand. Will be a 50 downward. We'll just push that in towards midfield. We'll find a teammate, a shot on, but a shot taken away.
And from backfield, we're back towards Jazz halftime. Now just behind us, Eagles and Chris over the midfield. Double commit taken away, broken up by the LA Tech defense. And right now, LA Tech's defense has been highly efficient. It's not been perfect. They have been scored on. They had a couple they gave a lot of great looks at Ohio State, so it hasn't been necessarily a perfect game they've been looking for, but they're getting it done so far for the first half. Still 2 minutes to go, but again, they got to be efficient on the stretch here on both ends.
I'm glad you said that. You don't have to be perfect. We have to be consistent. You have to be efficient. If you can find a way to get to those 2 points, 1 or 2 mistakes not going to hurt you, but you have to limit those portions of it. They've done a good job of doing that so far, but 1:45 remaining. This one's starting to come down to the wire. LA Tech trying to go up here with 2 games in the series. Well, will we see a late dramatics? Will this go into regular time? But this one will be 50 away.
LA Tech defensively, they're really trying to slow these challenges down and run as many extra additional seconds as they can off the clock. And for every single time they take that challenge slow, that's a couple more seconds run off the clock. And that's only going to benefit them as this game goes forward. So 70 seconds left. Again, they're probably 2 or 3 more really good clears away from locking in game 3.
And it's also not allowing Ohio State to get into rhythm. You see Ohio State trying to pick up the pace here, and by them just playing at their own kind of rhythm, their own kind of execution, they're not allowing Ohio State to kind of get into a quicker rhythm where they're starting to find some more mistakes into this defense. Cool, calm, and collective as Ohio State trying to see if they can try to break that tie. As a good 50 there, we'll get the save in.
LA Tech not under pressure yet, though. Here, Judah with full boost. Finally, will make at least a better clear than what they've had in the past. There comes the full clear. 30 seconds. That possession lasted about 40 seconds, Wolfie. And LA Tech's held on for now, but still deep in blue territory as the Buckeye offense.
And the Buckeyes right now, it's now or never. You may just try to say, hey, let's just do one all-out attack. If they catch us on the defensive side, that's so be it. But we need to try to do something right now because we cannot afford to lose this one.
Here comes the old last-ditch effort. If you're Ohio State, 5 to play. They get the breaking clear. Last up is Laynat. Finds his save wide. Ohio State has to keep it alive. LA Tech can't get the kill. There's a demo. That'll do it 2-1.
Well, not today. As LA Tech, one step closer now, nation. They're trying to grab the crown. They're trying to say this belongs to us. But can Ohio State do it in game number 4? Chris, 9 shots on target for him.
Hit 6 shots in game 1. I mean, this Ohio State offense is 13 total shots, but 1 goal. Gotta turn things around for Ohio State. I mean, again, they had tons of opportunities, tons of shots, but you come away with just 1 singular goal. Gotta find a way to be more efficient than that. Because 1 goal a game is not going to win this series.
No, not at all. And it's showing out right now that this team needs to get to that 3 goal average for the rest of this series if they are hoping to even get a victory in a game. And, LA Tech, they're showing that they're willing to be patient. You have to draw them out. You have to get a lead here to make them start quickening things up and opening up the tempo because they don't want to lose a game. But, LA Tech does have one game to lose. Do you feel this is a game where you panic a little bit and try to close out the series, or do you still try to do cool, calm, and collected the way they have been?
Gonna be cool, calm, and collected, and Danwad gonna find the first. The Buckeye offense, 4:31 to go. The first goal, currently 3-0 in this series. We'll see if Ohio State can make it 4-0.
Well, I said cool, calm, and collected, not lackadaisical. It did feel like the defense kind of slacked off, and this is kind of where the alarm kind of starts going at its own bell. Chris here gets a goal.
Ohio State's largest lead of the night, 4:28 to go. Another kickoff goal for the Buckeyes. Wolfing again, you've got to limit these kickoff opportunities that Ohio State's created. If you're LA Tech, you have a game to give, but you don't want to go to Game 5 after being up 2-1.
No, not at all. And we always feel like Game 5 always favors the one who takes game number 4. So, to that kind of Ohio State would be at that portion where they're going to be the favorites. But, Nation, this is where LA Tech, I feel you have to make a statement. You can't get blown out. You have to at least keep this one close. First 60 seconds into it, and you're already seeing Ohio State dominance. But can the Ohio State get it done, or will LA Tech be able to just say, hey, we gave you some false hope, but we're the ones that really finish this one off?
I think Game 5 favors LA Tech.
Okay.
They've got a lot of ice. I mean, know what it takes to win in the big moments, and I think I would get behind them if I was a betting man. But there's a third for Eagles, 3:44, and the Buckeyes lead out to 3.
And fly like an eagle. That one, everyone on the defensive side for LA Tech just in a whirlwind. They take it top righties, and that's going to be able to take a 3-0 lead here early. And we did not expect this game.
44 now. LA Tech still a lot of time. Bring this back. Do not panic. Don't hit that red button yet. For the Bulldogs in here in Game 4. Maybe a chance here from the wing as Lanead fires. Top corner won't fall. Danwad will cover. First 90 seconds have come and gone. Ohio State, a heck of a start.
And I think for the Buckeyes, what's more impressive is just the tenacity to continue playing at the pace that they have been. Losing tough games the way they have. It's really easy for teams to just say, hey, we're done in the water. Let's just try to end this one. Let's get out of here. But no, they continue to fight on, and this could be the turnaround game they need. But no, they're going to put themselves into a position where they need one more. You say LA Tech has it in Game 5. I'm saying Ohio State. We'll see who becomes true as still 3 minutes to go. So much time left here in this game.
Half time in front of us. Judo blocked out by Chris Lanead. Back to Judo. Open target. Shot on target. Won't go. Rebound. Also going to be wide. And there's the save from Danwad to cover for the Buckeyes of Ohio State, and LA Tech stunned on the goal line.
Yeah, that one was a well-needed goal, but going to have to go back to the drawing board. Judo Senpai can't wait to find a way to find his style there. That's just going to go for a quick clear here. No one on the ball. Judo Senpai putting it to a corner, trying to keep into a safe position, but we'll just give it off to a teammate.
Couple seconds to go here, and whooping. What's gone wrong? LA Tech, and we have a kickoff goal, and it kind of fell apart earlier a little bit, but outside of that, there's small mistakes we're seeing that aren't normal for this LA Tech defense that have now conceded goals in 3 minutes. Really 2 minutes. Earlier, they were out to a lead at the minute 30 mark.
Well, while I was praising their patience back in that last game, I feel it's hurting them here in this one. I feel they're going too slow. I understand you're trying to just play within yourself, not trying to do too much, but at that same point, Ohio State just came right out the gate, scored 3 goals, and you haven't been able to at least find one. This is one where, like we said, don't panic, but you may need to start trying to get this tempo up a bit more and not allow for Ohio State to take the action to you, but start doing the opposition.
1:19 to go here in Game 4. LA Tech lead this series 2-1, but Ohio State need to win this game to extend us to our final and deciding game in Game 5 on Champions Field. But 68 seconds here, Wolfie. I think if you're LA Tech, you just try to score one for the road and build some positive morale. Going to game 5, that they will do there.
Well, Jazz able to get it. 59 seconds. Is it possible, Nation?
Yeah, 30,
I guess it's,
30 a goal. I mean, it's doable.
It's doable, but it's going to come out to this kickoff. This is going to be the biggest kickoff. If they can find a way to get it here, I would say there's still a chance. But if we see a long clearance here, I might just say this one's for wraps.
Don't win the kickoff. That's already a negative start for the Bulldogs counter. Here comes maybe a chance, though. Eagles trying to just bury LA Tech deep in their own end, but lead still out to 2:45 to play. LA Tech needs to score the next 15-20 seconds. They have a realistic chance to score again.
Yeah, let's put in this mid. Judo Senpai only one man back. This one had the chance, but a good clear away. That's going to end all hope, in my opinion. Final 30 seconds. LA Tech, OSU, welcome to game number 5. We're almost there. 20 seconds remaining. Judo Senpai trying to make this interesting late.
Something down the stretch here to leave.
Maybe
1 second. Judo going to look for the read here. The drop down won't fall. But there, that should do things for game number 4, barring a goal here that they will not get. We're going to game 5. Wolfie, I mean, again, okay, they do score.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, unfortunately, my mic muted by accident, but you know, LA Tech, one more goal at the end here. You're making it look closer than what it really was. But, you know, when you go back and look at the history books, all you're going to realize it's 3-2. And you're going to say, all right, well, it was a tough ball game there. Both two teams probably played neck and neck. But Ohio State, they look dominant. Louisiana Tech, they look like they were asleep.
Game 5 to decide the champion. Sidelines Sports Invitational presented by the Sidelines Sports Network. Will be one last game to decide it. I mean, 20 minutes into the thoughts, projections for what you think is going to happen here in the last 5 minutes.
You know, I've seen the chat that someone put W script. I agree, Nation. The script that you wrote out for this, the one that kind of put this all together, what more could we have wanted besides championship field? You asked for it, ladies and gentlemen, and we're here. This is for all the marbles. Your champion will be crowned in the next 5 minutes.
I told you in the pregame that this was going to game 5, Wolfie, and here we are on Champions Field where champions are made and they're crowned, and the Sideline Sports Invitational no different, trying to find the winner here. Ohio State, Louisiana Tech, all even at 2 apiece in a rest of 5.
Judo Senpai gonna try to take it up here. Saw himself get very active in that last game. Jazz, top right corner, can't see it to go. We'll have to go right back to the drawing boards, but a great shot here from LA Tech early.
Eagles redirect is good, 1-0, and the Buckeyes on the board first. 28 seconds, what a counter.
Free bird, his wings extended. Eagles under the crossbar. Ohio State with the lead.
That's not the start you need. If you're LA Tech, your offense had a look they liked. Couldn't turn it in, your defense gets burned the other way. 30 seconds into this one, now LA Tech need to equalize.
Well, this is where, for LA Tech, you need to do this quickly. Do not allow Ohio State to have this lead for too long. The double tap down! Yes! Yes! Yes!
And Lynette, a huge response for LA Tech, goes over the top of the backboard and completes the dunk. It's 1-1.
We've been wanting clips. We got it. LA Tech, they said, we need a quick response. Let's get it right here. And what a job there. To be able to control himself there in that moment. Not a tough shot whatsoever. Able to get it done in a big job here in the first 60 seconds. Back to equal.
1-1 pass across, broken up. LA Tech now 3-on-1 the other way. Eagles left alone. Gets the save there, but he is bumped out of harm's way, but buys enough time for the defense to all the way get back to the goal. LA Tech still deep in territory of Ohio State, looking for an option here. Couldn't find it all across, and Ohio State back the other way.
And this is a tough little matchup right now, especially at this junction of the game. You're seeing both these two offenses start to really pick it up here, and the defense, you're seeing them kind of start to fizzle out a little bit. They're starting to panic a bit more. Look for Ohio State to try to get a couple more bumps in the way we saw earlier in this series, but LA Tech's doing a great job of being able to pick things back up here in this game.
LA Tech defensively needs to go back to how they were rotating in game one. Their offense, they're trying to do too much. They're trying to send too far forward and create and win these series based off their offense without caring about their defense as much as they did early on, which was why they were successful in games 1 and 3. Now they're trying to go full force offense and not really buy into that defensive stance that they've seen the first 20 minutes of this one. The huge save comes in, keeps the series within reach.
And this one taken away. Judo Senpai got it teed up and able to hit this one out the park and into the goal. This one opens it up. The boys in blue take the lead.
The Bulldogs back on the top, Wolfie. 107 off our 207 off our clock here. And what a start. What a series. Game 5 couldn't have asked for a better ending. Sideline Sports Invitation.
Well, I want OT Nation. At this point, I don't care who wins as long as us here in the viewership get the best content as possible. But they're throwing everything out here. And LA Tech, they woke up. They just flipped the switch here. I thought they were going to come out a little flat the way they did back in game number 4. But they're showing me wrong. And Jazz can't show that one behind the net, the crossbar. One of the best players we've ever seen. Is that one going to go right?
I like that shot placement for LA Tech. I like the shot opportunity. I don't like the placement, but the idea of shooting that is the right thing to do for LA Tech. But you got to shoot it better in clutch situations for LA Tech in this game. You're only up 1, 2 minutes to go. The clock's starting to become a factor about 30 seconds or so for Ohio State. So you're trying to deliver really that kill shot as early as you can if you're LA Tech here.
And I like the patience there on that offensive play, understanding that what's more important right there was just possession, and did a good job of allowing LA Tech to try to get something going with the defense now for the boys in blue having to come out big. This one going to be put down mid. Chris puts a good shot on and have a redirect down crossbar. Won't go. Eagles can't see it to fall.
You stand there. Big stop for LA Tech. Now here comes the counter. Lean out into their double attempt is no good. Rebound doesn't go either. Jazz messes the shot up, and LA Tech still within 1 here, 90 to go.
In moments like this, you never want to say a game's over, but that would have made it as close as possible. But right now for Ohio State, you get away with one. Now you need to be able to say, we got a mulligan. Let's be able to go out and score. We can't allow for LA Tech to continue making dangerous possessions the way they have been.
LA Tech has looked very dangerous here in Game 5. Ohio State really hasn't seen any threatening actual opportunities like LA Tech has. They botched at least 2 of those chances they've had offensively for LA Tech.
Yeah, I agree, and that's the part that has to hurt. But shooters shoot, and you just got to just say we keep throwing them at the wall and seeing what sticks. As Jazz 50'd out, this one put it right back. They have a teammate mid, but good job by Judo Senpai, able to contort right in the way.
Really should be at least minimum 3-1, if not 4-1, Wolfie. At this point in time, 35 seconds away for LA Tech and the Buckeyes. Find one last look they like, or LA Tech win this event.
Oh, I'm hoping for it, but I know the fans at home for LA Tech, they're hoping this one just says, goodbye, sayonara, we'll see you later. But can the boys in blue finish it off? I think they can. The Bulldogs are showing some huge effective offense right now, and they're keeping Ohio State at bay.
To play this clock. Ticking down a big demo. LA Tech in control. There's the kill. It should be here. Louisiana Tech, our Sideline Sports Invitational champions.
Well, one more for the road. Pack it up. We're going down as Jazz, the MVP, in my opinion, of this entire series, and maybe the tournament for Louisiana Tech. They get it done. They do it. And Nation, like you said, they hold up gold.
They hold up gold indeed. They win this thing in game number 5. What an end tonight.
Yeah, where my dog's at, Louisiana Tech says, let's get them. Hear it in the chat. And whew, Nation, you said for content reasons you wanted Louisiana Tech to grab it. Well, they took some time. They made it scary, but they got it done.
And what a start of the season for LA Tech. I mean, you come into this event and underdogs by a severe margin, but you get the job done when it mattered most. You knocked off ASU last night. You pull off the Game 5 win here. Now you're champions. You're 3-0 here in CCS Season 5.
Well, you said it. The dogs were underdogs, but now the top dogs are the one controlling the doghouse, and they're saying everyone else is in it. We're the one roaming the yard. But hey, we said this is going to be what we look back towards the mid portion of the season, towards the end of the season, of what Louisiana Tech had, everyone now has them circled on their calendar. They're not going to get the free wins at all this year. Everyone's going to give them their best. And I think for Louisiana Tech, it's really going to sharpen up a lot of their skills. So I'm expecting some major improvement and some great placements towards playoffs.
I'm in a group chat with the 8 Sidelines accounts and the Sidelines Sports Network on Twitter. I just got a notification. The Sidelines account for LA Tech, they just sent in the group chat, please refer to us as Daddy. LA Tech, the winners. Well, we're going to go to break. We come back. I'll be back here with Jonas. We're going to cap the night off with 2 Titans going head-to-head. Arizona takes on Florida in about 15 minutes after the break.